Wanted to wish everybody a happy Wednesday. I've noticed that we've had several people that are dealing with some health issues and things of that nature, and I just wanted to let each and every one of you know that I'm thinking about you and praying for you and your families and the things that you're going through. I want us to talk a little bit this morning about a subject that has always been, I guess the best way to put it to me is a near and dear subject to my heart personally. And it has to do with starting something new. Have you ever tried something new, just working on something, just something that just happens, and in the process of trying something new, it's a learning process, to say the least. I'm a hands-on type of person. I like to do things naturally on my own. If it's something that I can do on my own, I would much rather do those things on my own. And sometimes it's got me in trouble. Sometimes there's things that I should have gone to and gotten help when I needed it. And as the end result, I wound up having to go back and getting help. But for the most part, I like to be the type of person to not just try new things, but I like to succeed when I do those things. That being said, a lot of times as Christians, we forget that when we first put on the armor of God, once we first became members of the Lord's church, that was putting on or doing something new. I don't know about you, but new can sometimes be a pretty scary experience for many different reasons. I want us to look for just a moment about one of the apostles, actually one of the last apostles, which was Paul. Paul, as many of us have all know the story of Paul on the road to Damascus, and he saw the bright light, and he recounts his story several times through the book of Acts. But something that is not mentioned very often about Paul was, just like each and every one of us, Paul at one time was a new Christian. And that being said, he faced a set of challenges throughout his life because of that, or at least early in his ministry. We all know when his name was Saul, he was persecuting the church. He was going after the church, going after Christians, and he had made quite a name for himself doing that. And when he was converted on the road to Damascus, or he had his experience on the road to Damascus, and he was told that it would be told to him what to do, and he obeyed. But when that had happened, the Bible speaks very, very briefly, but it talks about the members of the church at that time really not trusting him. Honestly, I believe most of us would understand why, because Paul had this reputation of going and killing Christians. So Paul found himself turning his back on the Jewish people and following Christ. And then I guess the best way to put it, what he was striving for, it was a tough transition for him. It's important for us as Christians who have had a foundation when it comes to being a Christian to understand that new Christians are dealing with a lot of changes. A lot of times they're dealing with a change in their lifestyles and the way that they live their life. They're dealing with issues, whether it be spouses, girlfriends, things of that nature. They're dealing with issues when it comes to their family within itself, whether it be mom, dad, somebody who doesn't really understand the choice that they have made. And for us as mature Christians, it's always important for us to remember that we are to be supportive. We're supposed to be a rock to these people who are making that transition and help them actually grow as a Christian. and not just be somebody who, well, we baptized them, well, I expect you to know everything that I know. Because that's not the case. We all started out as Christians. We all started that walk. And at a certain point in our life is when that seed really took hold and started to grow. That was just the thought that I wanted to share with each and every one of us. As we turn around and we look at our congregation, and each and every one of us in our heart want this congregation to grow. And in growing also means cultivating whenever we are able to baptize people into Christ. Also making sure that we do everything we can to minister unto them and to help them grow as Christians as well. As I said, I'm praying for each and every one of us that are dealing with some health issues and things of that nature. And I cannot wait to see you on Sunday. Thank you. Have a blessed day.